So you look at the toaster bar and you're just like, how on earth can those people keep their legs straight, come up all the way and touch their toes to the bar? Trust me, I was the same. I had no mobility, and what I lacked in mobility, I made up for in strength and enthusiasm, and now it's got to the point where I can rep toaster bar like they're kind of nothing. It's because I broke it down step by step into this process to get your first toaster bar, and I learned what to activate. So let me share that with you today. The toaster bar is very, very simple. I liken it almost to like an L-sit. If you haven't watched that video, I really would recommend go watching it, because what we're basically doing is the same kind of position. Our legs are straight, we're trying to pull our hips back to get up to the bar, and we need to firstly have the compression strength to lift our legs up, but also the ability to get our hips high. And rather than an L-sit, where the strength comes from your triceps pulling you back, with a toaster bar, the strength comes from your lats. So let's get into it. What muscles actually get used in a toaster bar? Hip flexors and core and lats. Those are the fundamental movements that you should be using. You're not using your biceps because you should not be bending your arms at all. You should have completely straight arms, and fundamentally it's a lot of compression and it's a lot of vertical straight arm pulling strength. So when you're doing a toaster bar, in terms of like prerequisites, I'd say you should be able to do 10 comfortable knee raises, because it's basically the same thing, right? We're just getting our knees up nice and high, we're leaning back a little bit, and we're starting to learn how to use our lats and how to get that compression in the knees. Maybe you can do a few straight leg raises, and that should be enough to start you on the journey of your toaster bar. So let's attack the toaster bar with two ways. We've got compression and we've got lat slash pulling strength. Here's my bar. Here's me hanging from the bar. God, my drawings are gonna get worse and worse. Okay? And here's me trying to get my legs up to the bar. Okay? Luckily, I'm a coach, not an artist, right? What I need to basically do, I need to do two things. I obviously need to get my legs from here up to here. But what a lot of you might be finding is you get to this point here and you're like, how on earth do I get my legs from there up to touch the toaster bar? It all comes from your lats, your shoulders, because if I actually get to the point where I've actually leant back, so my hip angle has moved. Now, you see, before I was here, now I'm here. This changes, what's that, 30 degrees? Less that I have to have of compression, because I've literally used my lats to lift my hips up into that position. You see, I've gone from here to here, okay? This is the missing link that you're missing from your toaster bar. I can almost guarantee it. It comes from the lats. So let's attack this in two ways. Let's go for lats first, because that's where I'm strongest and where I noticed that the low-hanging fruit comes from. The best movement that I could show you guys to help with this would be scapular pull-ups. What you're basically doing is you're hanging from a bar, and then you're going to squeeze your shoulders back and down. Almost imagine you're hiding your armpits, and you're twisting the bar, and you're going to break the bar, and you should feel these big muscles underneath your armpits engage, okay? That's the feeling that you want to do. There's almost like two levels of this. There's the shoulders back and down version, and then there's almost like the hips rise version. If you can do this, and you notice that your hips start to come up while you're just moving your shoulders, fantastic. That will really help. If you're struggling with this, I'd go over to the front lever progression video and the skin the cat progression video, because that will really help you to understand how to use your arms to engage your lats to move your hips around. The second thing is then compression strength. I would use a combination of knee raises and compressions. Compressions basically being like forward fold lifts. in order to generate the tension in your hip flexors and your core to get you going overhead. So very simple, compressions, lying on your front, bring your hands further forward, squeeze your legs together, point your toes, lifting up for 10 reps, trying to get cramp in your hip flexors, and then knee raises, hanging from the bar, shoulders back and down, try and lift up the knees as high as you can, and really working on that. Those are almost like the two paths that you need to go along. Now, how do you actually break it down to go to the toes to bar? I've already mentioned 10 knee raises. Cool, go for that. The second one, then you work on leg raises. Let's see if we can get those to 10 reps, get them as high as we can. Imagine that you've got an enemy literally just above your legs and you're smashing them each time. Or someone can just put their hand up and you just try and hit through the hand each time. See if you can get more control. The third one is in a knee raise, coming up to this position, you straighten your legs, then you come down slowly. Okay, so you knee raise up, you lean back, you straighten your legs as high as you can, then you come down slowly. Okay, we're working on the negative of the toes to bar here, right? So we're squeezing up as high as you can, legs straight, then we're coming down. The fourth one would be the toes to bar with a little bit of momentum, okay? So we're here, you almost swing forward, and as you swing back, with your shoulders back and down, that's where you lift your legs up. Can we see if we can touch those toes to bar? And the fifth one is just going for strict reps. Now, what are some tips and tricks that I recommend in that toes to bar to help you? I would look at the bar, okay, because this really helps me to kind of think about coming back and down. I think about hiding my armpits. I think about compressing, not just in my legs, but also my core, bringing it all in, bringing my shoulders to my knees and pulling everything forwards. But I also try and think about getting my shoulders back. So rather than just thinking about this, I think about this, because this feeling pulls my hips forwards, which gets me back and will eventually get you to that full toes to bar. So now, once you've got your toes to bar, you can combine that with like an upside down deadlift, maybe almost like a front lever pull or a row, and you can actually work on things like the pullover and other different variations, which are super cool to progress from the toes to bar. So, just to recap, make sure you've got the combination of compression and also the lat and pulling strength. The lat and pulling strength is all about bringing the hips round, pulling the shoulders back behind the bar to make sure the hip angle comes up and back so we can shift back. It's just the same as doing an L sit, right? We're leaning back here, which moves our hip angle up, which means we need less compression strength. But we should also add in on the compression strength to make sure that our legs are straight and we can compress this angle here as much as possible to get as high as possible on your own. Guys, that was the toes to bar. If you liked the video, make sure to smash that like button below. If you have any comments and questions on how to get the toes to bar, leave them in the comment section below. I get back to all of the comments and questions on the CaliUnity YouTube, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. If you know a friend who's working on their toes to bar, share this video with them. Share the love, it might help them just as much as it helped you. And if you want more content just like this, make sure to hit subscribe to the CaliUnity YouTube. We're trying to make health education accessible to everyone, especially for the people though that don't like traditional gyms but still want to get toned, strong and mobile. So the people that don't want to go to a gym, they're intimidated by the gym, they want to work out from home, they're not sure what to do, those are the people that need the most help, and we're taking the lessons that we learn from our world-class facility in Bath and we're sharing it all online for free to help you guys out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and go smash that toes to bar.